Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Clan Sakai Major League video for 2026. I am your host, Aries, today, joined by the Capybara, and we are back with our lower division Major 1. Now, we're going to be seeing an incredible match today between both teams who are looking to face off against Team 7 in the next round here. Now, as you remember, Doe Academy did beat Team 7 and got the revenge with a 3-2 victory, and now they're in the elimination round 3. And the winner of this match between Wieners and Apex Gaming will be facing off against this number 2 seed Team 7. Now, it's going to be a banger between both of these matches. I think Wieners, unfortunately had to go against Doe the first round, then took down Team BR4, and then, Apex Gaming going down to Super Saiyan Jams, and then beating Queens of Hearts with well, fortunately those were the forfeit matches, but you know how it is. But yeah, it's going to be a fight for the survival here. One team will be eliminated. As we take a look at our leaderboards, Apex Gaming going against Wieners. Wieners are supposed to be the underdogs for this match here, but I think they've been showing a lot of impressive gameplay coming into this tournament here, but they need to take down Apex Gaming in order to advance to the next round here. This will be the final match for the elimination round 2 as we get on to the elimination round 3 next video coming up to that tournament. And also do want to edit the bracket though. Royale Gaming actually did lose to Super Saiyan Jams, and that was a forfeit match unfortunately, so I'm gonna edit that after this next video. But it's going to be a banger overall. Doe and Doe Academy in the finals, and that's going to be a banger match coming up soon here. But between both of these teams here, I think Apex Gaming do have a lot to improve. They've really wanted to get to the top seed, even though they were top 4 in the last qualifiers for Major 1. So, they've been looking pretty strong overall. But Wieners, they're definitely a dark horse in this tournament, a team that you not want to sleep on here. And they are looking for revenge here. As you take a look at our predictions over here, Wieners, being the favorites for this match against Apex Gaming, Dizzy going with Apex Gaming, is going to be a pretty interesting match between both of these teams. I think Apex Gaming, our scrim rates have been a little bit low lately, and Wieners have been practicing a lot for this match, and whoever wins this one will also have secured themselves top 5 and 6, so that's definitely a win you want to try to go for. It's going to be a crazy match overall. But yeah, as we get ready for our match here soon, Wieners versus Apex Gaming, a number 8 seed going against the number 5th seed, I believe. Yeah, the number 5th seed here. Both teams really trying to get on to the next round to face off against Team 7. As you take a look at the players, we got MV, Adam, Neptile versus Jesus, Cicada, and Mystic. So, pretty interesting players here. Mystic is not going to be put into the play here to go in the place of White Choppa to face off against Wieners. And as we take a look at our maps here, it's going to be Hot Potato, Hard Rock Mine, Dual Beetles, and Hideout alongside Pit Home Punt. It's going to be the maps for this match today, and it's going to be an insane one overall. Just take a look at the percentage here, 75% in favor of 25%. Not really looking good for Apex Gaming here, but Wieners will be able to close out this tournament with a lot of the percentage they begin. They are definitely the favorites for this match overall. As we now get started with our first set of Hot Potato Heist. As we now get started with our first set between the elimination quarterfinals match 5. Taking a look at the draft here, it's going to be a Dynamite, Griff, and a Bull going against a Otis, Otis, Miko, and what was that other brother? I didn't get to see. Oh, Clancy. Interesting comms coming in from both team here, and I really do like like Wieners comp. They have a lot of control to work with, and the Griff could also do like so much damage, and that's not gonna really do very well for Apex Gaming because they really want to try to they really want to get the Clancy to level 3, because if they have the level 3 Clancy, they might be able to do a lot with it. And a perfect gadget coming in from Adam, but you have to really watch out for this Bull. Now this Bull is going to be a bit of a dangerous pick coming in from Wieners, and if they really get the Bull in the safe, it's going to do so much damage. But they want to focus on getting Clancy level 3, and the Clancy's going to be holding on the right here, and trying to get as much tags as he can. And the the Miko here, Jesus, you know, really wants to like get on the safe as much as he can. But right now it is looking like a stalemate game, and MV goes for the play here. It's gonna pop down the safe, and Neptile really wanna start to focus on getting a little bit more damage. It's gonna pop the hypercharge, but doesn't really get too much to work with. But Neptile, you know, is gonna pop the gadget down in the middle, and it's gonna do a little bit more damage onto the safe. And MV trying to hold down the middle, and Mystic is gonna get a really good kill onto MV, and the super is gonna go down to cancel out the super. And now this is a perfect defense coming in from Wieners. You know, Jesus really not able to get on the safe, and MV is just getting some pretty good damage overall. And right now they're just playing a little bit of the slow game. A pretty good start coming in from Wieners, and a perfect gadget. And Adam might be able to clean up that kill. Jesus just trying to stay alive. It's gonna get shut down by the Miko, and right now it is looking so good right now for Wieners here. You know, they just really is killing that Miko, and there goes the first pop, and now Mystic tries to go for a hypercharge play. He's gonna get so much damage, but doesn't really get too much out of it. 52% to 49. It's still a close game coming in from both teams. You know, Wieners really want to try to find an opportunity, and now they're gonna have to play for the waiting game. The Otis is gonna activate the hypercharge. It's gonna mute MV, but I don't think that's still gonna be enough because Adam can just walk onto the safe and do so much damage. And it looks like the first game will be going to Wieners as they will be taking this first game. A perfect game coming in from Wieners, and they have been playing this out of their minds in the match here, but they really need to get the ball more onto the safe. But you know, it's really hard when you got an Otis of super and a Clancy that is close to super, so they're gonna have to really just, you know, focus the Miko here, and then they could just play aggro with the Griff and Dynamite. But it looks like Jesus is gonna run down the right, just only gets 2% off the safe, and is now gonna go for attack 4K and another 4K onto the safe, and that's probably already gonna be a pop for Apex Gaming, and Jesus gets the last touch in, and now MV really needs to shut down this Miko. He's missing a couple of shots, but another safe pop is going to be put down to his MV, and that's actually going to be really good. 64% to 73. Jesus is going to jump onto the safe. It's now 67, 61, 64, and Jesus is doing out of his mind right now, getting some pretty good safe damage overall. And you know, the super comes in from MV, and now Neptile just needs to hold down the middle, and Adam, you know, looking for some tags. And now this is going to be a little bit of a unfortunate game coming in from Wieners. You know, this Miko is going to be a little bit of a problem, which is going to force the Griff to go on defense, but they really just need to get MV on the safe here. I know he's playing a little bit of defense, but he needs to probably ignore the Miko and just trust the Griff to do as much damage. Neptile is going to get a nice kill, and now they just need to play for the waiting game. MV is going to go for an aggressive play, but Mystic just gets a nice defense off of the bull here. And now Mystic tries to get aggro. Neptile goes for the hypercharge play, but it doesn't be able to get anything out of it. And so 28% to 57, and it is not looking good right now for Wieners. They need to start like, you know, getting some more damage onto the safe, and you know, Sakita just holding down the middle, and now here comes Jesus doing so much damage onto the safe, and this is not looking like a good game coming in from Wieners. You know, Jesus getting some pretty good safe damage, but MV does have a hypercharge to work with, and the Dynamite also has a hypercharge. And now this is gonna place down in the middle. It's gonna slow down the middle. Adam does place another super. It's gonna pop the safe. MV could walk this one in. It's gonna go for the safe super. And Neptile just trying to hold down the middle. Can this be enough for a defense? Can the game be shut down? And it's gonna be 1%, and that's gonna be a perfect kill from Neptile here. And hold up, Adam's gonna get the safe. It's gonna be dangerous. Neptile just needs to get the super off by a little bit. He needs to put it down, and that's gonna be a game coming in from Wieners, as they will be taking the second game and also be taking the first set. What a close call coming in from Wieners. They almost choked that round. Jesus is almost about to get the last safe damage on it. As you take a look at our MVP, and Adam is going to be the MVP for this match. But Neptile could have placed that super a little bit early because it was kind of a close call. But yeah, but the first set is going to go in favor of Wieners. You know, I think they're playing out of their mind in this match here, but it's not too much. Yeah, we still have a couple more sets to go on. But yeah, it's going to be a banger as we now get ready with our set 2 gem grab. As we now get started with our set 2 between Wieners and Apex Gaming. Looking at the draft, is going to be a Kenji, Carl, and a Chester going against a Tara, Meepo, and a Byron. You know, pretty interesting comps coming in from both teams. And I really think Wieners have a comp here. They have a Tara that's going to be a bit of a dangerous brawler. You know, fighting against the Chester. If he gets super, you know, he could do like so much with it. And you know, the Meepo to hold down the middle here is gonna be probably a dangerous pick overall. I mean, Byron should be the one on middle. And you know, really thinking about it, Wieners are playing kind of like 3 middle type of brawlers because Tara could also be played as middle. But yeah, I prefer having the I guess you could have the Meeple mid, but I prefer to have the Byron mid. But I mean, whatever they feel comfortable with. I think both are pretty good mids, but you definitely don't want Adam to be getting run down by this Kenji because it could definitely be a dangerous game for the Byron. And Adam is gonna place down a gadget onto Mystic, and I'm gonna pop the hypercharge, trying to get as much damage as he can. And Adam, you know, looking to take down Cicada, and just barely stays alive, and Envy doesn't have a super to work with. And now this is where the countdown starts. Wieners have all the gems, but they need to keep Neptile alive. Jesus looking for a connection. Envy has a super to work with. Should use it right now just to interrupt that Carl super, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Envy is going to place the hypercharge into the middle, slow things down, and it has already been a first game coming in from Wieners, and now this is looking incredible coming in from Wieners right now. Apex Gaming not really able to do too much in this match. And now this is looking like a good game right now coming in from Wieners. Now Apex Gaming need to focus up now. It's starting to get a little bit dangerous overall. But let's see what they could do in this next game. Cicada trying to walk down middle. Adam trying to get the perfect pinch on Cicada. It actually is going to get the kill, but Mystic is going to be under spawn. And, you know, Envy just really needs to take down the Kenji here. And that's going to be a really good kill coming in from Neptile. Or, you know, Adam taking down the Carl. Is going to hold 3 gems in the middle. Envy's going to pop gadget, try to get as much damage as he can. And here comes the super from Jesus. You know, didn't really get too much to work with, but Adam is going to get beautiful tags onto Cicada, and that's going to be a dangerous thing. Neptile trying to slow down the game, has to play this very carefully, and now Adam holding down the middle, really wants to contest against Mystic, and Neptile sees that Cicada is just trying to look for an opening, but you know, they really need to get a pinch to help Envy here. You know, he has like, you know, a super to work with, and he can really do so much overall. But you know, they have the gems with the Kenji. Now you definitely don't want to have the Kenji on the gems because you know he can't really like push up too much, and a nice dodge from that gadget overall, and a good super from Envy, but they really need to get rid of that Kenji, and a nice sneak up from Cicada is going to slow things down, and now it's starting to get a little dangerous. Cicada trying to get aggressive, and he gets a really good kill onto Adam here, but now Neptile is going to close this one out, and Envy goes for the super, but doesn't really get too much out of it. Neptile just trying to get some damage onto Jesus, is going to get the kill, but now the countdown is going to be in favor of Apex Gaming. Looking dangerous overall. Apex Gaming have the gems favor, and now Neptile is going to place down the hypercharge to slow things down. Jesus is going to get shut down, and it's only up to the Kenji to stay alive. Can he find the connection he needs? Super goes down, and it is not going to be enough, as Apex Gaming will be taking our second game. Tying things up in the rounds here. Only one team could take this next set between Wieners and Apex Gaming, and now Apex Gaming is starting to play this a little bit more better. What they need to do here in this match is they really need to make sure that Carl doesn't get tapped up too much in the middle, and here you can see Adam already doing so much damage onto Cicada, and it's going to pretty put them low, and Neptile holding down the middle perfectly. Now Envy knows that there's a Kenji, and unfortunately does get shot down, but now it's kind of like an even game overall. I mean, 4 gems is going to be favor of Wieners, but if Neptile takes that 5th gem, it could be a bit of a problem. Now, the Chester really needs to start getting the gems in the middle, and Carl, you know, just really trying to contest against the Tara. Probably not going to do too much, but it does get the kill, and Neptile knows that, you know, Jesus is there, and a perfect super to take down, to confirm that kill off of Jesus. And now the game is going to be played a little bit slowly. Mystic is going to go for a super in the middle, does catch Adam off guard, and you know, Envy does have a super and really misses the super, unfortunately. I mean, that was probably one of the most easiest supers to hit, and that's not looking very good for Wieners right now. And now they have to play carefully because, you know, Jesus has the Carl super, and that's going to be a good defense from Neptile. It's going to take the 7th gem, but now this is where it gets dangerous. Mystic has all the gems to work with, and if they don't if they don't, drop those gems, the Kenji's not going to be able to run down the middle very easily. Jesus already getting pinched out so well, and Adam has a hypercharge to work with, so they really need to hold down the middle, coming inside of wieners right now, and really looking about it, like, Kenji can't really do too much in the middle, and he has all this gems, and it's still tied up in gems, but Envy does have a hypercharge to work with, and now Envy has a hypercharge. Now this could be dangerous. It pops the hypercharge, and it's gonna waste it though, unfortunately. And here comes the Kenji, trying to go for a value damage here. Has to play very carefully. Neptile trying to hold down the middle, but there's gonna be no gems in favor of Apex Gaming, and if everyone just stays alive, this could be a dangerous brawler. And Carl was trying to go for a play, but didn't get the super, so it couldn't really do too much overall. But now wieners will be taking the second round, and now this is where it starts to get a little bit dangerous right now. Coming in from Apex Gaming, Adam is going to be the MVP again. He did take it in the first round and definitely take it in the second round. Looking at the stats here, 0-5. MB could have done a little bit more better on that Tara. Mystic, really doing as much as he can, but we're not going to see more from Apex Gaming. It is not looking good. As we now get started with our set 3 coming soon, Apex Gaming do take the lead Apex Gaming, wieners take the lead 2-0 against Apex Gaming. And now Apex Gaming need to focus up in this next set as we now get started with our set 3. Hot Zone. As we now get started with our set 3, one more set for wieners to close out this tournament. As we take a look at our draft, it's going to be a serious Finks and a Lily going against a Poco, Crow, and a Kenji again. Now Adam's going to sneak down in the middle, try to get as much tags as he can, and Mystic is going to get shut down. And here comes a nice team wipe coming in from wieners, and now this is going to be a little bit of a dangerous game. And Adam already gets a nice kill onto the Poco. Mystic just trying to hold down the middle, but wieners are also pretty low because the Crow is kind of like getting as much space as he can, and Adam tries to go for a play. It's going to take down Mystic, and now this is where it starts to get a bit dangerous coming in from wieners. They do have Jesus on the Poco, and is now going to try to heal up his teammates to hold down the middle as much as he can. Adam is going to pop Gadget and sneak up with Cicada, but doesn't really get too much to work with. Mystic is going to get some pretty good damage. Envy trying to hold down the middle, and this is going to be a little bit of a dangerous game coming in from wieners right now, because right now Apex Gaming are starting to get a little bit more control, and now this could be a bit of a rough game coming in from wieners, because they really need to start targeting this Kenji, and this Kenji is trying to contest against wiener Adam, and Adam just gets a nice huge kill. And now Cicada goes for a super play, tries to go for a double kill, but doesn't really get too much with it. And now wieners have to control. Gonna have to play very dangerous. Super is gonna go down. Mystic try to get a little aggressive, but it really couldn't do too much out of it. Jesus trying to get as much damage as he can. It's gonna get shut down, and then Envy does have a hypercharge to work with. Now she probably uses to make sure. Actually, it's gonna save it right here, and now she needs to use it later. Seconds are starting to tick. And Mystic trying to get a little aggressive. Natao needs to get these clones immediately. Needs to keep the Kenji back. And now the clones are going to go down. Jesus has the hypercharge, and now he's going to play for the defense. Here comes Cicada. Goes for the hypercharge play. Wants to find some damage. And now they get the control and keeping MB back. And now this is going to be dangerous. Adam goes for the super play. Takes down Jesus. But can he take down the Crow and the Kenji? And I don't think it's going to be enough, as Apex Gaming will be taking the first game. Now this is going to be a sign of relief coming in from Apex Gaming. As they take the first round, they need to take this next one in order to tie things up. Looking dangerous right now from wieners, but Apex Gaming also forgot that wieners are going to adapt in this round. Let's see if they're able to do that in this round though. Adam is going to sneak up onto the Crow, really tries to go for a kill, but it's going to get shut down by an Poco, who does really get a nice support onto Cicada. And this Kenji is being a dangerous brawler in this game here. They don't have too much for the Kenji, and Mystic could just run down the middle and do so much damage. Adam does take down Jesus, and now this is going to be dangerous. Jesus needs to come back right now and take down Adam here. And the control is already going in favor of Apex Gaming. Adam trying to get a little sneaky, but can't really do too much with it. And now he's going down the middle. Super is going to go down and try to get as much as as he can. And now this is gonna be a control coming in from Apex Gaming. You know, Wiener's not gonna be able to do anything out of it, and they need to get some damage. Super is gonna go down from Mystic. Doesn't really get too much out of it. Envy is gonna get shut down, and Apex Gaming starting to feel it now as they come back strong in this set, and they will be taking set number 3. That's gonna probably put them in it's gonna put them in the 1-2 lead, but still not enough as they need to take the next round. Apex Gaming do take the second round in this match here, and now it's starting to look a little dangerous for Wieners. You know, Apex Gaming is starting to feel the momentum. Adam is gonna be the MVP for that match, and Neptile, fortunately with that 0-4, gonna have to do a little bit more on the serious. And now get ready for our set 4 between Wieners and Apex Gaming. Now this is where it starts to get a little bit dangerous for Wieners. They're still in the lead overall, but Apex Gaming definitely need to win this next game in order to tie things up. But as we now get started with our set 4 of Bounty Hideout. Alright, so we now get started with our set 4 between Wieners and Apex Gaming. Looking at the draft, is going to be a Nani, Mina, and a Mr. P going against a Tick, Piper, and what is Envy playing? I can't really see it. I think Envy is playing. Oh, a Bonnie. I should have known that. Yeah, so a Bonnie here, and you know, Envy goes for a nice kill, and then Mystic is able to respond back. It's going to now allow the trade. And now Neptile is going to place down the super. A nice kill from Adam. Now it's going to be a 5-gem lead and a perfect kill from Adam. You know, really getting a lot of damage onto the middle, and Envy has the super to work with, and now could just wait on somebody. You know, I think the best opportunity is to jump on the Nani, and ooh, this gets shut down unfortunately, and that looks like Nani was able to read that, and Mr. P is going to help out. Mystic try to get aggressive, and a nice tank from Envy, and now Wieners are going to be a bit in the lead in this match. And Apex Gaming, you know, they need to, you know, try to get as many kills as they can, but they can't not die. Mystic is going to run down the middle, and now it tries to look for Envy. Adam does have a hypercharge, and a beautiful kill from Adam, and a nice kill from Envy. And now this is going to be a little bit dangerous coming from Apex Gaming. 15-star lead into 9, and Adam has a hypercharge. He's doing pretty good on this Piper. And now Jesus trying to find a connection. Gonna be a little dangerous. Nani misses the super unfortunately, and here comes the Mr. P porters, you know, trying to slow things down. Adam does get a nice defense, and Envy has the hypercharge, but he's gonna jump onto the Mr. P here, and this is not looking good right now from Apex Gaming. No signs of nobody there, and Apex Gaming will be losing this round unfortunately, and as Wieners will be closing out this set. And this is going to be the first game coming in from Wieners. Not closing out the set, but closing out the round today. And Apex Gaming only have one more game to turn this around. And Wieners looking to close this out with a 3-1. Mines are going to go down the middle. Neptile has to be careful with the Nani, because Nani could do so much damage. Envy, you know, really trying to contest the Mina, and actually get some really good tags, you know, and Neptile was able to help and get the support, but Envy does get over aggressive too much. Adam gets some beautiful tags onto Jesus, and didn't even miss a shot on that, and that's going to put the gem lead into 3-2. Now, it's looking a little dangerous overall. Gonna have to play this game a little slowly. You know, Cicada wants to find Envy off guard, but doesn't really do too much with it. And you know, can't really get too many of the tags. And Neptile just trying to hold down the middle. Is gonna get some pretty good tags onto Cicada. But now Adam, he needs to play a little carefully, because Nani's on his lane. And, you know, that's probably one of the worst matchups for Piper. And you know, Jesus is probably gonna get taken out by the tick head. Doesn't really die, it just barely stays alive. But Envy does have a super to work with. Now this is gonna be dangerous. Adam gets a nice tag onto the Mina, and now really wants to catch the Nani off guard. You know, Nani's trying to get aggressive, but Envy is going to go for the super play, try to catch Jesus off guard, and that's going to be a nice kill. and now it's Wieners, you know, has to defend against this Mina, and a perfect super from Adam is gonna close out Mystic to confirm the kill. 8-2 stars, and Wieners are starting to play this a little bit more better now. Super is gonna go down. Neptile is gonna place down the super. Might catch Jesus off guard. Does take down the porters, and the mines start going out. Neptile just trying to stay alive. Wiener MV trying to stay alive here, has to play very carefully. Cicada tries to go for damage. It's going to get the kill onto the tick, but it's going to be a 10-star lead into 6. MV does get shut down. It's going to be a close one, 8-10. They need to get one more kill. Adam gets a huge kill onto Jesus, and this is not looking good right now. Coming in from Apex Gaming, they need to confirm one more kill. Cicada is going to go for the super. A perfect tank from MV, and that's going to wrap up our entire tournament, as Apex Gaming will be eliminated in this entire tournament, and MV and the boys and Team Wieners advance to the next round, as they will be facing off against Team 7. And Adam is going to be our MVP for this entire series. He has been playing out of his mind in this match. A perfect 4-0 with the Piper, doing so much damage, but that's going to be everything for Apex Gaming, as they will be getting eliminated at top 9. I mean top 8. But yeah, but that's going to wrap up our entire tournament for today. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this match, as we now get ready for our next match coming up soon between Team 7 and Wieners. I'll see you guys later, and consider subscribing. Bye bye.